1971 with a tough fifth-round tie at a foggy main road. Many famous names are there in a team carefully blended by Bertie Mee to combine the defensive experience of Bob Wilson, Peter Storey and Frank McClintock with the youthful flair of Ray Kennedy and Charlie George. One notable absentee is George Graham, replaced by John Samuels because of lack of form. Our commentator is David Coleman.
Heslop to Corrigan. Was he outside? He was. He was outside the area. The linesman was in line with play and was looking for just that. I saw the linesman move to get in that position very quickly. And it was a good decision. He did stray out. And they're going to be pulled back. George, 1-0. And how did that beat the wall? Let's see how it got through. It was beautifully struck by Charlie George. And where did it go? Did it go through the wall? Did they break? Well, there's perhaps not decisive evidence, but it almost looked to me as if it went round. But 17 minutes gone and 1-0. Booth for Manchester City. Bell. Young. McNabb. Radford. Good ball. George is not offside. He crossed the halfway line. He's on his own. Just the goalkeeper. 2-0. Now watch from the moment the ball's played here by Radford. And in fact, you see George cross the halfway line, so no question of offside. And just look at his coolness here. No one had a chance to stop that. Charlie George is second, Arsenal second. That's Bell. 2-1. And Bell with something that came right out of nothing. And Bell, once he got the chance, gave Wilson no chance.
So the FA Cup had produced a new star, but no goals away to Leicester in the 6th round meant a replay back at Highbury. George Graham's restored to the side, the commentator, Alan Weeks.
Road to Leicester being taken by Kellard. Comes to Farrington, number 7. Farrington with a cross. It's a good one. Good header by Fern, it's there. Leicester City take the lead. Rodney Fern, the scorer. Oh, it's been called back. Mr. Finney has called it back. Presumably for a foul on Rice as he went for the ball. Mr. Finney very definite in his decision. Corner going to be taken by Armstrong. Shilton came out. George with a header. Charlie George scores for Arsenal. Arsenal 1, Leicester City 0, and only seconds remaining in the first half.
So Peter Shilton powerless against Arsenal's aerial strength. Now it was the turn of Stoke City's Gordon Banks in the semi-final replay at St Andrews.
Armstrong to take the corner. That's a good header, it's there, Graham! That was a real car header. And watch Graham, and watch the power he gets right up in the top corner, and the world's best goalkeeper can't get near it. Armstrong. Radford. Yes, Kennedy! Took full advantage. This is a wonderful position to be in. Dead ball line, hard and low, and Kennedy escaped from the defence. 2-0.
That goal took an unchanged Arsenal into the final against Liverpool. They were captained by Kane, and another tie against Leicester City. Alan Ball was now the dynamo of the Arsenal midfield, with Jeff Blockley at centre-half. George is relegated to the substitutes bench, Peter Shilton is still in goal for Leicester, Alan Weeks is still at the microphone.
Rice cutting down the right wing. Kenny losing it to Glover. Glover's got the speed, there's only one man in the middle, that's Birchnell. Keith Weller overlapping on the right. Weller with a cross. And the ball is still in play. Birchnell again. It's there! A beautiful goal by Worthington. Arsenal stood absolutely still on that. They thought the ball was going out of play on the first move. An overhead kick by Alan Birchnell, and Frank Worthington was in there to score Leicester's first ever goal against Arsenal in the history of the FA Cup. 10 minutes of play gone, and Leicester City, against all odds, take the lead. McNabb looking for that space down the middle. Still Leicester managing to get back there. Roth. Still in possession. That's a good one. Farrington in with a chance. Farrington's shot, it's a good one, it's a goal! What a beautiful, beautiful goal! And it's been called back.
Well, Frank Worthington was in an offside position when the ball was kicked, but there's only one person who can decide whether he was interfering with the play, and that is the referee, Mr. Jack Taylor, and the goal doesn't stand.
McNabb. That's Kennedy. He's got it. Straight from one end to the other. Ray Kennedy found that spot in the middle of the Leicester defence. The Leicester players obviously still shattered by the disallowing of the other goal. They came straight back, and it was Ray Kennedy who blasted it home, giving Shilton no chance at all. But that's how luck can go for you. Leicester City having a goal disallowed at one end, and within a minute, Arsenal coming back through Ray Kennedy to equalise at 1 goal each. This is Birchnell to Worthington. It's there, must be. Misjudged by Wilson. Farrington the scorer. John Farrington. A lot of good work on that left wing, and the cross, which looked as though it had to be held by either the defender or goalkeeper Wilson, was misjudged, and so Farrington scores with 7 minutes left to play. Free kick to Arsenal, Blockley taking it. This is Armstrong. Armstrong again. It's there! He's equalised! George Armstrong got it. Seemed to go straight through Graham Cross and underneath Peter Shilton. And so, with about 3 minutes left to play in this match, Arsenal have come back and tied it up again.
So, Geordie Armstrong, Arsenal's last-minute saviour. 4 days later, the teams met again at Filbert Street for the rematch.
Worthington, Farrington, and it's there! The whole defence seemed to stand still. The Arsenal players looking so dejected from this set piece. The ball was flicked back here. That's Worthington. Birchnell didn't touch it. Farrington there, and Bob Wilson unable to get across to it. It was always beating him in the top corner. Bradford got it. It's Manley. Simpson, McNabb, Story. Bought himself some room. Kelly. Radford, it dropped just right, and it's there. And Radford has put Arsenal back in this game. The ball just dropped absolutely right for him. Brilliantly put through, and it dropped inch perfect. Shilton couldn't get there. Radford off balance, just getting the final touch. Right now, Radford, ball. Kelly. Good shot, it is there. Arsenal have stolen one now. It was wonderfully well struck, right into that far corner, and it's 2-1 now for Arsenal with 10 minutes left for play.
Terrific shot by Kelly there, and after a match both goalkeepers might choose to forget, Arsenal went through to an easy home win against Bradford. Round tie at Carlisle, the injured Bob Wilson was replaced by the long-serving reserve goalkeeper, Jeff Barnett.
Kept in, corner. Peter Simpson is coming up. Alan Ball in the 6-yard box. There's Simpson. Too long, comes to Kennedy, who didn't get it right. Rice is not offside if he goes on. Ball! And it's in, 1-0. Alan Ball, the scorer. And the ball floated back into the middle. Rice looked to be the man to make the run. And in fact, the defence called a little bit looking for players, a little bit ball watching, and Alan Ball put it home. Good ball. Martin de Balderson. Gorman. Martin. Yes! Well, if any man on the field has really deserved it, it's been Dennis Martin. A goal that, in spite of the way Arsenal soak up pressure, surely had to come, and how well deserved, both by the individual who scored it and by the team. The cross from Gorman, who waited and got it round the other way, and Martin's header guiding it past Barnett, and everything set for a tremendous second half. So 7 corners apiece, 1 goal apiece, and McClintock up for this set piece. Radford trying to make it, McClintock! Carlisle players absolutely stunned, but nobody picked up Frank McClintock. He had a free header and he directed it to perfection. Really a very simple goal, but very well taken.
Stiffer opposition as Arsenal face a Chelsea team who are always difficult at Stamford Bridge.
That's good. Now. Ball. Hudson for Chelsea. Lock. Recalled. Hudson heard him. Osgood. Kemba, and it's Kelly in the way. Osgood. 1-0. Players like Osgood take goals like that. A really superb volley. You don't blame goalkeepers, you congratulate the scorer. Garland now joined them. And Charlie George placing in the goalkeeper now, but he can get worried with the extra man on the wall. That's George. McNabb. Corner. Gary Locke. Armstrong with a corner. Ball. Ball is about 5'6", 5'7". Rarely scores with his head. His third FA Cup goal, the equaliser for Arsenal today, and pretty vital too. Brings them right back in, and he certainly got some power off the pace of the ball when it arrived on his forehead. 1 inch. Dempsey. Simpson. Rice. McClintock. Oh, that's trouble. In a tangle, Kennedy. And George. 2-1. And George collects because of the frailty of this Chelsea defence. In all sorts of tangles then. Dempsey harried by Kennedy. Phillips not sure. The ball arriving back to Charlie George. Perhaps a bit lucky to get a second chance. 2-1 now in 2 minutes from being 1-0 down. Rice. Hollins now to Hudson. Locke. Osgood. Garland. 2-each by Hollins. And Hollins took that, giving Wilson not the slightest hope. It really was a remarkable piece of quick thinking and snap shooting by Hollins to restore Chelsea. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2.
John Hollins, later to become a great Arsenal favourite, on this occasion the villain, forcing a replay at Highbury 3 days later.
Kemba coming through to find Osgood's pass. Simpson trying to get it away, McNabb does, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy going on between Garland and McNabb as Arsenal come away. There was a fine header by George, moving on to the return. Phillips out, McCready in his way, George scores! Completely quick break by Arsenal, but I don't think it's going to stand. The referee is still at the other end of the field, talking now to Garland, who is being booked. Dempsey. Garland. Back to John Hollins. Garner is in the box. Garner wins it in the air. Houseman! Garner won it in the air and Houseman not in home. Pat Rice for Arsenal. George Armstrong, number 7. Kemba coming across. And that's a penalty. McCready there protesting now for Chelsea. John Phillips to face Alan Ball. One apiece, a despairing dive by Phillips, but Alan Ball makes it 1-1. Ball taking on Hollins, good running down by McNabb. Kennedy is on the far post. Kennedy!
That superb header took Arsenal to the semi-final, but they were knocked out by Bob Stokoe's Sunderland, who were en route for a surprise Wembley triumph. In the shape of Graham Rix, Frank Stapleton, Malcolm MacDonald and the midfield general Liam Brady. Also in the side for a fourth-round clash against Wolves was a young man who'd left Molineux only that season, but who was to have an astonishing impact on Arsenal's cup fortunes, Alan Sunderland. The commentator, Barry Davis.
David O'Leary coming to the near post and headed down by Sunderland. 15 minutes gone and the ex-Wolves player scores against his old side. Another goal, really, from a Wolves point of view, given away from a set piece. Real lack of decision in the 6-yard box, and Sunderland given the chance to head down and pass Bradshaw. Nelson, patching. Hibbett. Oh, he's tried well! Oh, that's a brilliant goal! That is a brilliant goal! Oh, he really does pull those out of the draw from time to time. Lovely turn, all in one movement. Jennings was a bit off his line and it curved right over his head into the far corner at the bottom. Magic goal, received with great delight by the Wolves supporters who travelled down. McCall again. Price. Rice. Great appeal for handball. Corner. Appeals by both sides as Rice went in with a wallop. And there's some trouble between Hazel and Pat Rice. Tensions boiling up right at the end. And the referee wants Hazel. And the linesman getting involved in explanation. Hazel really has lost his cool and is off. 40 seconds plus injury time for a 10-man Wolves side. Must be about 2 minutes of injuries and stoppages. Bit of pushing going on. Young, McDonald! Malcolm McDonald! Malcolm McDonald goes and turns to the crowd. In truth, he's not been that much involved in the match, but the winning goal is his in the 90th minute of the match. Well, you can forgive him things when he's scoring goals, and he scored one which will take Arsenal through to round 5.
Superman's always done best, but Arsenal again lost out in the final, this time to Bobby Robson's Ipswich.
On to a 5th round tie during Arsenal's 1978 run to the final. Walsall are the opposition this time. The captains, Pat Rice of Arsenal and Mick Bates of Walsall, had faced each other in the 1972 final. Arsenal's side, rich with a talent synonymous with Terry Neal's reign as manager. Jennings in goal, the young David O'Leary at the back. In midfield, Brady and Ricks, and the muscular style of the England international Malcolm McDonald up front.
Brady being forced to hold, and he did so well, and what a good final ball. Sunderland. Long and deep to McDonald. Stapleton. And for the second match in succession, McDonald sympathises with Stapleton. Stapleton right inside the 6-yard box when McDonald's header came back, but he just couldn't get over the top of it to knock it down. O'Leary. Now Nelson. O'Leary. Harrison's header. Ricks. Made space for himself well. Alan Sunderland. Through the defender's legs, McDonald. And Sunderland was good then. He backheeled it through the defender's legs and found McDonald. Nelson. Brady. Ricks. One for Brady. Stapleton. Rice. Sunderland number 8. Price on a forward run. Bent round the defender to Price. It was a brilliant ball. Stapleton. What a marvellous goal. A marvellous goal. The ball to Alan Sunderland. Alan Sunderland saw Price's forward run. He bent it round the Walsall defender to Price, beat the defender absolutely. The cross was there, and Stapleton is on the score sheet after 28 minutes. Arsenal 1, Walsall 0. A goal wonderfully constructed. Split by Ricks to McDonald to Ricks. Arsenal beginning to operate. Ricks found McDonald. laid back to him and just over the mark. Ricks. Harrison and Mackin colliding, that's Ricks now. MacDonald looking to number 10, Stapleton. Rice goes wide on the outside. Good try by Stapleton. Rice distracted the defence slightly, leaving Stapleton the space for the shot. He found O'Leary again, and it's in there. And who claims that? MacDonald gets the congratulations. He may well have come off Alan Evans. Walsall looked bewildered, but the corner was brilliantly taken by Ricks. Once again, he played it short to O'Leary at the near post, flicked back on, and MacDonald claims the credit for the goal. Nelson. Dangerous play by Evans. That's Ricks. Whistle's gone. The referee quickly in there, and Alan Evans gets the yellow card. Arsenal benched on Howe. Balding nowadays, polished as a player and quite outstanding as a coach. Price nearly got there. Now number 8, Sunderland, picking his spot, and how well he picked it. Another splendidly taken goal for Arsenal. 4 minutes from half-time. The ball after that scramble coming out to Sunderland, and what coolness he showed. He looked up, there wasn't much room, but he drilled it along the line into the vacant corner, and it's 3-0 to Arsenal. Wonderfully well taken, and Arsenal 3 in front with 3 minutes to half-time now. Well pleased with the first 45, because Walsall were restricted. They didn't play all that badly, Walsall, but they couldn't create any chances. And Arsenal took those 3 goals well. MacDonald perhaps a bit lucky, but the other 2 well-fashioned and well taken. It's awkward now, David Price. MacDonald versus Harrison. David Price. Another touch in 2 of the goals. So Leary. Number 6, Evans. Rice. Harrison. Brady. Nelson. Ricks was calling. Oh, that was so easy and so well done. He's only 19, Ricks too. And the cross was awkward too. Graham Ricks, only 19, made that look so simple. So Liam Brady's gone across to take this corner. Big Willie Young in the 6-yard box suddenly runs out, back in again, distracting defenders. Sunderland, Young, Stapleton. No wonder Stapleton looked at the sky. Mick Kearns picked that out with those enormous hands he's got. Great reach. One of the tallest goalkeepers in football is 6'4", and that was a difficult save. Pulled off really well. Price mishit it. Finally Harrison. Oh, this is awkward. Dennehy, the ball caught them there, and it hung in the wind, and Dennehy away by himself. There's Buckley. 3-1, and Arsenal caught completely cold. The ball was ballooned out of defence. Dennehy was there. The bounce beat Nelson. Dennehy seemed to be slow as he got away. The chance seemed to disappear, and then Buckley arrived. He found he was there, and Buckley, with the reputation he's got for goal scoring, one expects him to take those. 3-1 then, and Walsall can begin to hope. That's Brady. And Brady powered that with that left foot. and hit the stanchion at the back of the goal. Now Stapleton by himself. Two defenders to beat, but it's just kept it in. A bit lucky that time. And still he goes on. Rice! What a remarkable incident. Stapleton went on and on and on. He got a bit lucky before he made the cross, and Rice arrived right from the back, and still it was stopped. Sunderland. Right off the bar, and Stapleton to get inside the 6-yard box. Got real power in the header, but he wouldn't go for it. He smiles at the goalkeeper, Mick Kearns, who deserves a bit of luck, let's face it. Just ricocheted off the top of the bar, with the big man in the goal beaten this time. Oh, couldn't get high enough, but the defender Caswell gave away the corner. So Graham Ricks with the corner. O'Leary, and he touched it again. Stapleton and Young in a mix-up, and finally Stapleton makes it 4, after it appeared that Young had robbed him. And that corner, as Stapleton and Young look at each other and raise their eyebrows and smile, Young really almost robbed Stapleton, but that corner was another example of Ricks playing it to O'Leary's head, almost to the near post, the back flick by O'Leary, the tangle between Young and Stapleton, and finally Stapleton sticking it home and making it Arsenal 4, Walsall 1, and we're in the final 30 seconds now of the game. It's Denny. The final whistle as he puts the watch away. Stapleton with 2 goals for Arsenal, and Arsenal go into the 6th round, and there are no miracles for Walsall this time.
By 1979, the Highbury faithful were growing impatient. A major trophy seemed long overdue. After 4 replays with Sheffield Wednesday, they now met Notts County at Highbury.
Nelson. Torbert's made a good run down the middle, but wasn't used. 4 in the box for Arsenal. Stapleton with the ball. Commentator at last with some excitement in his voice. Here's Stapleton. Sunderland. Richards. Brady and Richards. From Stapleton waiting, Nelson's cross, and McManus all over the place. It was dug out by Blockley. Punched down by McManus, who struggles to get up. Rice's cross, Price had it flicked away from his head by Masson, and Torbert's shot ends up in the crowd. And some unbelievable action. We had more in a matter of 30 seconds there than in all the previous minutes. And Jeff Blockley, who dug it away off the line when Eric McManus was all at sea. And it's off the crossbar by Sunderland, and then he blocked it on the line. Sunderland blocked the shot on the line, or the header on the line from Willie Young, after the ball had come back off the crossbar. Here's Brady. Rice is in the middle. Stapleton mishit it, and Blockley cleared it. Brady. Blockley once again. O'Leary. Rice. And that was a real testing one on the near post, and they've got a corner out of it. Ricks is going to take the corner. O'Leary is up on the edge of the 6-yard box. Here's Willie Young, and it's Willie Young. Well, 2 defenders between them produced the corner, and another defender at last produces an Arsenal goal. 72nd minute of the match, and Willie Young sails through the air with the greatest of ease and thumps it with his forehead past McManus. Black stays down, and here is Vinter, but Jennings has to be there. Willie Young quite unconcerned about that incident. Brady. Superbly down on the ice. Oh, it must go in. Well, a goal out of context with the match. A brilliant run on this near touchline by Liam Brady. Really, absolutely ghosted his way down the line, carving patterns through the ice, and the cross turned in by Talbot.
Brady could skate through a defence all right, but could he guide the team to major honours? The road to Wembley at this point led them straight back to Nottingham this time, whose goalkeeper was Peter Shilton, of course.
Really solid challenge by Talbot. Shoulder by Clark. Lovely turn by Woodcock. Gemmell looking for Robertson. McGovern. Oh, and Jennings! Somehow, but how? And Robertson really causing trouble. Found McGovern here. And it seemed to have beaten Jennings, and I think it may well have come back off the posts, and indeed it did. Sunderland. He's got no help forward at all. And he's got a free kick. If we're judging that Anderson had put the scissors on. Stapleton and Sunderland just outside the 6-yard box. And that is a beauty by Stapleton! Shilton never moved to it. Brady's free kick. 2 ran, 1 then pulled out, got behind his man who was Lloyd, and Shilton had no earthly. Insistent on the 10 yards. Nelson adding an extra man to the wall. Clark getting in there as well. Robertson to crack. And Kerr hit the post! And the ball flicked off O'Neill's toe by Ricks. And the second time Arsenal have been saved by the post, but the second time the goalkeepers pushed the ball onto it. Nelson letting it run out, which it did eventually, although he had to play it, so it's a Paris ball. Nelson rolls the ball away. Expected reaction from the crowd. Gemmell, was he pushed? He was certainly tripped. The referee says play on, and Arsenal took it quickly, and it didn't. Forest took it quickly, and it didn't work for them. Look at Price here, forcing the back pass, saving a few more seconds. Shilton out of his goal needs to make a good run, and doesn't. And for Nottingham Forest, it's quickly and out. A goal scored by Frank Stapleton, to the obvious delight of the Arsenal supporters.
After the match, the words of Don Howe had a ring of prophecy about them.
There's always one game, if you do get to the final, there's always one sticky game, and there's one game you have to have a bit of luck in. I think last year when we got to the final, we had a lucky spell against the Wolves. Tonight, we've had a little bit of luck and a little bit of ability, and we've got through.
Back to 1979 and a semi-final against Wolves at Villa Park in front of 48,000 fans. Liam Brady was out of the Arsenal side. Brady was injured, and most of the Arsenal fans were wondering how they'd cope without the Players' Player of the Year. Brady's replacement was another Arsenal man with cricketing connections, Steve Gatting, brother of the Middlesex cricketer Mike. Number 4, Brian Talbot, was hoping to go all the way again. The year before, his Ipswich side had beaten Arsenal in the final.
Young getting there before Rafferty.
And here's David Price for Arsenal. Stapleton doing an awful lot of running right and left, marked by McCall, and he's beaten him. Good cross too, and a good job Bradshaw held that, because Alan Sunderland was right in there on Stapleton's cross. Really good piece of play by Stapleton. He beat John McCall. The cross was long and deep, and Bradshaw held it well. O'Leary. Stapleton is chasing. Oh, and Stapleton just a foot short as Palmer turned it back. But Stapleton's movement up front in the opening 15 minutes, a bonus to Arsenal. Young's header out, that's Hibbitt's header back. It's away by O'Leary as far as Daly. O'Leary again. Gatting, good header on by him, Stapleton. Price has made a run through the centre, and Pat Rice outside it. Rice is still there. Gatting's in the centre as well now. Here's Stapleton. That's Gatting, trying to find Talbot. And again, Rice. Price is in there. David Price, who scored the equaliser at Southampton in the 6th round with a header. It was a cross from the right by Pat Rice, who played a part twice in that attack. And Price beat 2 Wolves defenders to that and headed over. Talbot. He sold Rice a little short there, it could be awkward. Richards to Daly. Foul by Talbot, that's his second. Rafferty got up, here's Hibbett, who can strike them from here. Offside. 2 of them, I think, Rafferty and Richards. Got to watch Ken Hibbett from that distance. He chipped Pat Jennings beautifully in the FA Cup tie at Highbury last season. Again, Stapleton is the target. Richards. O'Leary coming through well. And here's Talbot, he's got Sunderland through the centre. They're the only 2 up at the moment for Arsenal, but others are arriving now. One of them is Gatting. Gatting shots! Nicely built by Arsenal. Talbot making the break. Gatting supporting inside. Quite nicely struck, and Bradshaw down sharply. Terry Neal and Don Howe barking out the orders. Arsenal suggesting at the start of the second half they're about to take over. This is Rice. Now, can Wolves survive this? Talbot. Price won it well. Stapleton. Oh yes, Brad Stapleton. He deserves the goal more than any other player on the field. And just look at the reception. David Price won the ball so well that when Stapleton picked it up, he saw the possibility of a shot, made room, drove it low with his right foot, away from the diving Bradshaw, and Arsenal take the lead in the semi-final. Having started the second half full of power and intent, their reward comes in the 51st minute. The air of confidence with which Arsenal began the second half has now spread to the terraces with the goal. Ricks. Oh, Berry's missed it. Stapleton. And Berry puts his arm round Stapleton and says, thank you very much. because that would have been 2-0 and perhaps curtains for Wolves. Had Stapleton's shot been on target. Berry made a mess of it, he knew that, and Stapleton shot first time, this time just wide. That was Young, and now it's McCall for Wolves. Hibbert has pushed forward this time, which is what he's got to do now, more and more. Palmer is outside him, Daly just inside. There's Rafferty. That's for Palmer. Pull back behind Hibbert. It was a better ball in a way. Here's Ricks. Beautifully delivered by Ricks to Stapleton. Talbot is the player in the centre for Arsenal. Number 4. Got some room too. Stapleton! Well, I'd love to know how many attempts on goal he's had now. It's mounting up as time goes on. That was set up for him by Brian Talbot. Martin Patching is coming on. And it looks as though Wolves are going to reorganise now, because Palmer, the right back, is the player who's gone off, and Patching has gone to the right-hand side, so it's a utility player for a defender, really. Sunderland is through. Alan Sunderland scores against his old club, the goal that almost certainly means Arsenal are destined for Wembley. Wolves had just made the substitution, taken off the right full-back, and surely that was significant, because Sunderland got into that space on the Arsenal left, got goal side of John McCall, and he drilled the shot past Bradshaw just as accurately as Stapleton had done earlier on. Arsenal lead by 2-0, and a former Wolves player almost certainly ends their cup hopes with only 11 minutes to go. Patching the substitute. And the fans are just singing Arsenal home now, it would seem. There are 7 minutes left, it should be said, and Sammy Nelson has given away a corner there, which could still mean hope for Wolves. Berry's header, Patching shot. Oh, what a save! Patching, the substitute, gets in Wolves' best attempt of the afternoon, and it finds Jennings in immaculate form. Well, he'd hardly been tested, Pat Jennings, not in the truest sense, but when he was asked to respond, what an instinctive save that was, to get up there and turn that over. Brilliant goalkeeper. McCall. Rafferty battling with Young. Daniel's shot. So into time added on by the referee for stoppages, and there won't be too much of that, I wouldn't think. Fought in the best spirit, but unquestionably won by the better team. And that team is Arsenal, who go to Wembley for the second year running, and Alan Sunderland drives the final nail into the coffin of the club he played for. Stapleton got the first goal and was perhaps Arsenal's outstanding player on the day, but it was a solid and measured team performance in the absence of perhaps their star player Liam Brady that got Arsenal through.
It's 1983 and a quarter-final at Highbury against Aston Villa, a team with rich cup tradition themselves. On view for Arsenal today, one of the few foreigners to play at Highbury, the clever Yugoslav, Vladimir Petrovic. Petrovic wears the number 7 shirt vacated by Liam Brady. The side is captained by the former Chelsea man, John Hollins. Arsenal hoping to make club history by reaching their 16th FA Cup semi-final.
Here's Woodcock. A long throw by Sansom, searches out Davis. Petrovic almost got a foot in. Mortimer's poor clearance, volleyed again, Woodcock. What a good effort by the England player on the turn. Beautifully struck. It was a convenient height and position in a way for Spink, but an instant volley by Woodcock. Evans. Oh, it was nicely tucked on to Morley by Shaw. Morley against Hollins, that could be interesting. Shaw's there! And Aston Villa, believing that Morley's pace on the left will trouble the veteran John Hollins, almost reaped dividends. The ball was played in early, and Gary Shaw got the header just wide. Good header by Alan Sunderland. Woodcock away, but he showed too much of that to Alan Evans, who gets the throw. That was a nice flick by Alan Sunderland. Mortimer stretching a bit. Nicholas beat him. Davis. Good skill. Oh, good effort! And this lad, Paul Davis, really has got some smart close control and can strike a beautiful ball. In the replay against Middlesbrough in the last round, he scored from 25 yards, and he was quite prepared to try his luck again there. Sunderland is up. Free kick then. Ricks to drive it. Here's Sansom. Away by DC. Cowans is still picking himself up. Couldn't get to the ball. Ricks played it in. Sansom. Hooked it back. Sunderland. Woodcock! 1-0 to Arsenal. Tony Woodcock. And Gordon Cowans was hurt initially by the driven free kick from Ricks and never regained his feet. And that's why Aston Villa couldn't shut down the second attack. Ricks and Sansom, the ball played in, bounced free, and Woodcock finished it. 31 minutes gone, Tony Woodcock's 15th goal for Arsenal. Sunderland. Petrovic. Sunderland again. Petrovic. Nicholas will retrieve. Good ball. Hollins. Sunderland. Oh, Petrovic with a chance. 2-0 Arsenal. Vladimir Petrovic. What a way to come back when your future's in doubt. And what a good move. Fine play by Peter Nicholas to put John Hollins in. Hollins releasing Petrovic. He saw the gap, and the unerring finish there into the far corner puts Aston Villa 2 goals down on a ground where they never seem to do well. But Terry Neal making a decision overnight which may already have paid dividends. I was talking yesterday to Terry Neal, and he was unsure whether to bring back Petrovic or to leave in Talbot. He decided to give the Yugoslav another chance, and he scored the second goal. Davis. Sansom. Davis again. I tell you what, he's having some match, this fella. He's having some match. Petrovic. Well, it should have been 3 in a way there. And if it had have been, Davis would have taken most of the credit. It was a brilliant run. Here's Bremner. Morley. And with want it played just there. But a fine individual run by Paul Davis. They say the art of dribbling has gone out of the game, but if you look back at that little run, you'll see that it hasn't. He's got so much good close skill. Foul by Robson on Shaw. Well, this time Gibson's gone forward as well as Evans. Cowans floats it. Evans comes in, and Gibson, the ricochet right, I think. Anyway, here's Petrovic. And he's got Sunderland and Woodcock forward with him. Gibson striving to get back to get a tackle in. Here's Sunderland. Worked that well. Ricks. Very often Graham Ricks threatens to score with a header, but that was a fine move by Arsenal. Shaw. Well, Villa must get something now if they're going to turn the course of this cup tie, which has always seemed to be drifting away from them. There are 8 minutes left. They have a corner. There's still time. And with a header. Oh, and Jennings needed just a little bit of help on the line. Kenny Sansom there with the goalkeeper on the post as With banged the header in. And there's With again, underside, Walters off the line, Sansom. Well, Kenny Sansom needed twice in a matter of a minute. Well, Peter With's header clouted the crossbar. Walters got a foot to the rebound and Kenny Sansom cleared off the line. With. Bremner. And Sansom could put one of two players away here. He's got Davis to his left. Still Sansom. And Kenny Sansom, who was being teased by Tony Woodcock last night about never having scored this season, almost put that right. They went out the Milk Cup in the semi-final, did Arsenal, but it looks as though Don Howe and Terry Neal got it right today to qualify for a semi-final in the other major knockout competition. Chipped in for Sunderland, and there it is. Arsenal are in their 7th semi-final in the last 13 seasons, and Tony Woodcock is there for the first time in his career, having scored the first goal, and Vladimir Petrovic, the man who may or may not stay with Arsenal, has surely done his chances of power of good by scoring the second after being left out for 3 matches. And Arsenal all round looked the more powerful side.